Alright, so welcome to our 1300 match game. This one is between a true boss and Black Mont Blanc. A true boss came onto the scene not too long ago, and he's been absolutely slaying it. He's currently sitting at 1328 rating, 54, 10, and 1. Not even 100 games played, and he's broken 1300. Super impressive. And then he's fighting occasional number one in league, Black Mont Blanc, who is basically just like a steady rock of like top 10 in the scene and has been for a very long time. His current rating is 1353 with 150 games played in tournament. Sorry, not in tournament, in league. Oh my gosh, he has over 1,000 games played. Absolute monster. Okay, so let's talk about CO choice. It's Javier versus Von Bolt. That's not Von Bolt, that's Sturm versus Sturm. And so, yeah, I heard an interesting idea on this. Like when Sturm has been allowed in like the new lowered tier 1 in high funds, which is that Javier just really doesn't like mass damage, and Sturm gives him that. Like the idea is that Javier is a defensive CO that relies on defense to prevent damage being done to him. But if you get free 8 damage hits to his units, it like bypasses his whole gimmick. So it's just like cheating against Javier because you're getting around what he's supposed to be good at. Okay, so the map is Viridia Aqua. I currently have a tournament match on this, so I need to study the openings kind of carefully, see how people are, what the main ideas are, and figure out what can I do differently. So the first thing that sticks out is it's kind of heavy naval-ish. Like there are 3 ports per side. Yeah, 3 ports per side. And interestingly, 2 airports per side, so you can helicopter spam pretty intensely on this map, which is what I've seen Kanbei do. But yeah, in this matchup, I'm not really sure what your game plan is. I mean, like indirect walling is pretty good. Yeah, neither of these COs are particularly big fans of the air, I think. So we'll see how these two very good players play it out. Okay, so first thing that a true boss does, which you should do too when you play your games in high funds, is when you see a city near your base that doesn't belong to you, that belongs to your opponent, you should capture that one first so that it denies your opponent income. You'd have to have a pretty crazy reason not to do that, and I have not seen a reason on any map why you should skip the nearby opponent's city first. So yeah, definitely go for that as True Boss does. So Black Mont Blanc repeats that. I think that good map design is supposed to be symmetric in that exchange, where it's like capture opponent's city, and then the next city the opponent captures on that mirrored front should be the same city. Otherwise, you could run into like symmetry problems, I think. So I think you're supposed to capture it, and if you don't, then if it's better than that capture, it may be a first turn, second turn advantage type situation. So True Boss goes for airport first. Looks like he's certainly going to have enough money to to immediately build a Bopter if that's what he wants to do. It also sets him up for a easy 2 capture chain capture. Seems like a reasonable thing to do. Okay, I like this back capture so that they'll do capture, capture, move over, capture, capture, and then moving from this city uh, gives you more like forward progress that you already have to reach to the front. So there's like you're closer to the front by finishing your capture here. So that's a nice touch. Something that he's picked up on in just a few dozen games. Okay, so Mont Blanc actually decides to. Looks like he's going to go for probably this property. It's a double skip, either this property or this property next. Um, Capturing here allows you to sit on this mountain and threaten infantry capture if you want to do that, or well, basically you're just like capturing the nearby properties first. I think in no world are you gonna start capturing here. Like it's just within one infantry walk of the base. So, but yeah, either way, it's cool to see Sturm jump across the water like that. Um, Looks like everything else is mirrored as far as I can tell. Although it does look like Mont Blanc decides to capture this near city with his next infantry. We'll see if he's. We'll see if in 2 turns from now Mont Blanc goes for like a very specific build that he wouldn't have gotten if he had not gone for this nearby cap. So True Boss goes with the first vehicle. It's an artillery. He still has plenty of money for the B copter next turn if he wants it. Okay, so B&B indeed goes for this Sturm only capture phase. Captures this way. B&B might actually capture back with his second infantry. I'm not sure. So True Boss looks like he's pretty much bulking up on smaller light vehicles so far. No really big expensive builds. B&B. Okay, so actually, it looks like the extra city boost has given him this particular build that he wouldn't be able to get otherwise. Looks like a recon, B copter, B copter. And then a tank here. One thing I'm not a big fan of in this map is it just seems like all the openings are kind of close enough that like a lot of different openings lead you to a kind of stale board state. Um, the biggest deviation right now is the mech builds from True Boss. That, and he's also allowing his infantry to get hit by this recon for free. So I'm not sure I like that, because yeah, I mean, this infantry is definitely not capturing this city. B&B will certainly stop that. Yeah, so indeed, it looks like that's what happens. And it looks like this second B copter is going to deny this type of this city capture as well. since there's nothing around that can stop it. But yeah, the double AA builds here are a response to the double B copters. On this map, you can kind of park your B copters in between these two islands, between these two big islands, and then you can force lots of anti-air from both bases, which is nice because every time you build an anti-air, you're not building a tank, so it's good for the airport owner. So yeah, I'm not sure what that infantry capture was trying to accomplish. Maybe True Boss just missed that the recon could hit it. Okay, so this was kind of a big turn. Looks like BMB is going to capture this city, which normally belongs to green. It looks like it's kind of a half block. It's more of a bait in terms of like if you want to interrupt this cap, you're going to have to sacrifice a B copter to do so, which who knows could possibly be worth it because there's a tank on the way. Although the medium tank here sort of shuts that idea down. Okay, and the tank is. It looks like these tanks are going to converge into this one base side, or into this one base peninsula for BMB. So before we see BMB's move, let's see if we can predict any of the moves first. I don't see any attacks up here. Don't see anything here unless he gets the artillery moved onto this square and like locks down the enemy artillery while you can keep your B-copter safe by attacking from here. Tank, tank. And there's an artillery backing it up, not a tank, so that's actually not a horrible move. Let's see if he does an offensive down there. No. Okay, just stay safe. Gets his medium tank deployed out front. Oh, and actually nice little artillery spot here to capture this city, which normally belongs to green again. So looks like at this moment, yeah, so BNB is actually up a whopping 10k just from capture phase, and he hasn't even finished capturing some of his contested cities. So yeah, very good look for BNB. So this attack here looks like there's a half attack to take out this infantry and then protect the anti-air. Yeah, BNB very rarely makes attacking mistakes like these that has like a strong counterattack that he doesn't see coming. Okay, so it's BNB's turn again. Looks like there's looks like you could interrupt this, but I don't see a unit that could interrupt it that wouldn't get immediately smashed. So it's a little sketchy. Yeah, I don't really see anything. I mean, you could try to interrupt this capture too. But you might as well take this one. Might as well take this city. And then over here, yeah, looks like B&B just doesn't have the units quite yet to do much against this base because this base is spread over two fronts. Okay, wow. So B&B does like a big attack up here. Really pretty bold. Doesn't even get a whole lot out of it. Kills a mech, injures a tank, injures an infantry, and injures another infantry. Kills a half HP infantry. So yeah, kind of, and he's gonna eat a tank shot for it. But I guess like the point is that he's still gonna have a lot of unit count left over. So okay, so yeah, that's kind of that's a pretty interesting attack. And it looks like he won't be able to take out both anti-air. So true boss. So BNB is using both anti-air as a shield, knowing that only one can get hit, which is pretty advanced. Unless he does something like really silly, like moves his like unless it's like medium tank infantry to kill his infantry, that'd be kind of silly. But that way he could hit both anti-air, but yeah, it's not very good. So instead, BNB, sorry, True Boss goes for the more obvious play. He's doing damage where he can. Oh, and actually, there was a infantry interrupt here. It's like sacking one infantry to do 200 to do 2k worth of economic damage, which can be worth it. So B&B's turn. The big battleship comes out here, so B&B has to back off on this corner a little bit. Um, yeah, you can't even really hold on to this city with indirects. I guess you could hold on to it with B-copters. That would work. Yeah, these moves are like crazy. Yeah, B&B is he's really good. Okay, so I'm trying to understand what's happening here. So the B-copter tank killed the tank, and then you're capturing this city and also blocking while doing so, killing an infantry. Anti-air is threatening the B-copters from the land. And then of course the mega tank is like the big backup thing. BMB has a sub that he's going to use to take up the battleship. Oh, I remember this part. Okay, okay, okay. So BNB, just to like look at the analytics for a sec, BNB a little ahead in unit value, a little bit ahead in unit count, sitting at comfortably at 41 units, which I've heard people complain that Viridian Aqua is like not Viridia Aqua is like the unit count is too low. So yeah, well, I think we might see that in this game. Okay, so some quick economic damage on the battleship. Hits the anti-air, and then yeah, looks like the key here is that these B copters are all protected by anti-air, and there's more of them than true bosses. So true boss has to like really work to fight out of this corner. Um, in the meantime, BNB is like retreated, just putting indirects covering his own cities, and like being very careful on the other fronts while investing an awful lot in his upper right corner here. Okay, so here comes Javier's CO power. He uses it to hit this stationary land-based anti-air, of which all anti-air are land-based, but you know, just in case you forgot. So I guess I did notice that True Boss got a mega tank from this base, and then BNB responded with a mega tank of his own. Okay, BNB's turn. Um, a really cute move here is BNB actually traps the battleship um, with his black boat, so that the sub can sneak up and hit it. So then True Boss has no choice but to like just fire the battleship until it gets sunk by the sub or deletes it. But of course, no one wants to delete their battleship. So yeah, it's kind of like a nice move to trap the battleship in there, so that port can't build a cruiser because the battleship is stuck on top of it. It's a really nice tactic by BNB. Okay, so there's the Super CO power turn. Yeah. The long and short of it is that the meatball lands right here on top of this anti-air, I think, and then BNB just wipes everything else out, and yeah, it's a lot of damage. I'm, I'm not sure what he did to like get enough charge to do it though. So he did sack a 7 HP tank into a medium tank. And it seems he sacked a B copter and an infantry too. Okay, nice. Okay, so that was a sack. And here's the aftermath. And we'll see. I think that yeah, so GE just resigns immediately. Um, so basically your whole army over here is pretty much wiped or going to be wiped. There's a fighter for both of your B copters. Your only armor is a tank, and he has a mega tank and two B copters on the three B copters nearby. Your base is exposed. It looks really bad. On the other fronts, you're doing okay, but the issue is you're just going to lose so much income from losing this base, and you have like there's two mega tanks here, so pushing into it is really not going to work. So yeah, interesting game. Definitely some like interesting moves by BNB, like some unintuitive defensive plays that he gives up a couple of important hits, but like he always like calculates out what the worst case scenario is, and he's prepared for the worst case scenario each time. So yeah, really good work by BNB and a good showing by True Boss. I mean, so many people struggle against BNB, so this is nothing to be frustrated about. So yeah, good games.